The purpose of a cyber threat intelligence plan is to provide intelligence on attackers who target organizations, how they attack, and what organizations can do to mitigate risk. Healthcare organizations have a responsibility to protect the data of all clients and patients who rely on the technology. This plan will provide details on how to mitigate risks to patient data as well as identify who could attack healthcare organizations and how. All attackers and threats have methods of delivering those attacks. This plan will shed light on the types of threats, threat actors, and their methods of delivery when it comes to healthcare organizations. The plan will reference previous impactful cyber attacks that could help prevent future attacks on healthcare organizations who store, process, and transmit sensitive data. Risk mitigation techniques will showcase what healthcare organizations can do to better prepare for potential impactful attacks. We'll first start off with providing an idea of what cyber threat intelligence is. What is cyber threat intelligence? Well, there is no one correct definition, as intelligence can stem from many different sources to serve different purposes. Cyber threat intelligence takes raw data from information regarding cyber threats and produces evidence-based knowledge. Today, the cybersecurity industry faces an enormous amount of threats and attacks that flood organizations and professionals with information. According to Johnson, threat intelligence can describe tactics, techniques, and procedures, actors, types of systems and information being targeted, and other threat-related information that provides greater situational awareness to an organization. Threat intelligence is threat information that has been aggregated, transformed, analyzed, interpreted, or enriched to provide the necessary context for decision-making processes. It feeds the detection, prevention, and response processes within your security program and is complementary to the incident response process that helps reduce organizational risk. Now we can discuss what a threat actor is. According to the Center for Internet Security, a cyber threat actor is seen as a person or group in an action or process that is characterized by malice or hostile action using computers, devices, systems, or networks. They are classified into one of 5 groups based on their motivations and affiliations. The threat actors who could impact healthcare organizations are hacktivists, cyber criminals, hackers, and insider threat actors. Table 1 showcases in detail the threat actors who can implement healthcare. A hacktivist is a threat actor who uses hacking to bring about policy and social change and are motivated by civil disobedience and not too much by malicious intent. For cyber criminals, healthcare organizations have been targeted by cyber criminals in recent years. They are largely profit-driven, meaning they target data to sell, hold for ransom, or exploit for monetary gain. A hacker is someone who uses computers to gain unauthorized access to systems or networks to commit crimes. The healthcare industry has been a target for hacker groups for many years, mainly because of the computer storage of sensitive patient information and failures within cybersecurity. The term insider threat is perceived as espionage or malicious employees impacting organizations. However, human error is mainly the cause. Studies show that about 60% of data breaches that occurred between January 1st, 2019 and June 20th, 2019 were a result of human error. Malicious insiders pose a threat because of their legitimate access to proprietary systems, which discount them from facing traditional cybersecurity defenses such as physical security or intrusion detection devices. Threat actors utilize an arsenal of tools to carry out cyber attacks in healthcare organizations. The threat methods used are phishing attacks, ransomware, social engineering, advanced persistent threats, and distributed denial of service attacks. Table 2 shows the different types of delivery methods in detail. A phishing attack is a type of social engineering attack that intends to steal sensitive user data. They are mostly carried out through email, where malicious actors pose as trusted entities when really they are luring victims into clicking on links or opening attachments. This threat method is prevalent in all industries, especially healthcare, as thousands of employees are prone to this attack due to their access to email. Ransomware is a form of malware that prevents users from utilizing their files, systems, and applications until a ransom is paid. Financial gain is mostly the objective. Social engineering is when threat actors exploit workforce members by using charismatic personas and wit to gain access to sensitive user or sensitive areas or data. This is one of the easiest forms of attack because it utilizes the least amount of technological skill. A distributed denial of service attack attempts to disrupt the normal traffic flow of targeted systems by overwhelming them with a surge of internet traffic. Advanced persistent threat attacks are carefully planned, meticulously executed, and break down into 4 phases, which are incursion, discovery, capture, and exfiltration. To gain a better understanding of how cyber attacks impact large organizations, the 2017 Maersk attack is best suited for comparison. This, along with an overview of the cyber kill chain and how it relates, will paint a clearer picture. In 2017, the Danish shipping giant AP Møller Maersk was hit by the NotPetya ransomware attack. The attack locked access to the systems that Maersk used to operate shipping terminals worldwide and took 2 weeks to fix. The attack on Maersk forced the global shipping giant to reinstall over 4,000 servers and over 45,000 computers. The threat actor involved Russian nation-state actors who targeted Ukraine in specific financial applications, such as the Linkos Group financial software called MEDocs. Attackers then sent updates and patches to MEDocs, built backdoors, and impacted Ukraine businesses. The Lockheed Martin Corporation cyber kill chain methodology consists of 7 phases, which include reconnaissance, which is where the attacker is looking on your servers and systems, surfing for easy information using technical and non-technical methods. Weaponization is after they find a vulnerability, they weaponize it by using a payload to package something together, such as a PDF that they want to connect to an email. Delivery is when they deliver the payload to their target by using things such as clicking on links, opening attachments, or redirecting. Exploitation is when attackers are executing code on your system after an attachment has been delivered and opened. Installation is where the installation of malware happens, and from the victim's perspective, you have failed at all detection up to this point. For command and control, once installed, it is going to beacon back to something that attackers control remotely. Finally, actions on objective is the exfiltration stage, and the attacker can pretty much do what they want on your system at this point, including ransomware, gain information, persistence, etc. The cyber kill chain applies to the Maersk attack and can be broken down by each phase, as shown on this slide. For reconnaissance, attackers found vulnerabilities in accounting software. For weaponization, attackers use accounting software to inject the malware. For delivery, NotPetya used Eternal Blue and Mimikatz to spread attack and capture credentials. For exploitation, it caused a shutdown to Maersk's network during ransomware. For installation, it took 7 minutes to impact Maersk servers and computers. For command and controls, ransomware impacted all domain controllers except for one in Ganya. And finally, actions on objectives. This is not your typical ransomware attack. This malware was different as it had nobody to pay and was built purely for destruction. Now that the different types of threat actors and their delivery methods have been discussed, along with an attack that could impact a similar large organization, there needs to be a mitigation plan in place. The risk reduction plan stipulates ways in which healthcare organizations can better prepare themselves for a possible breach or attack. Security Information Event Management Program. Security Information Event Management systems can provide several benefits for healthcare organizations. They collect security event logs from numerous hosts within an organization and store relevant data centrally. They detect attacks and other systems missed, and also attempt to stop attacks, assuming that attacks are still in progress. For healthcare organizations, they can streamline compliance reporting, detect incidents, and improve efficiency of incident handling. Next, security awareness training. The number of employees who handle patient data leaves healthcare organizations vulnerable to attacks. This is why security awareness training is a necessity to mitigate the risk of exposure. This begins with mandatory annual training for all employees and providing useful and relevant training that captures the attention of those employees. Next, install antivirus and anti-malware. Clients and patients rely on healthcare organizations and their technologies to to protect their data from unauthorized disclosures. If steps are not being taken to secure their data, including installing antivirus and anti-malware software, their information may not be safe. These software packages should be installed to mitigate risks to organizations. They assist in monitoring devices for potential threats and can automatically quarantine suspected malware before it spreads and damages systems. Finally, vulnerability management program. Having a vulnerability management program allows healthcare organizations to mitigate risks to the environment. There are several benefits that come from having a vulnerability management program. Those benefits include improved security, time saving, knowing which risks to fix, and cost efficiency. Understanding what systems are vulnerable within healthcare and having a remediation plan in place, such as patching, helps mitigate risks of attack. Table 3 showcases the risk reduction plan. In conclusion, cyber threat intelligence plans are meant to provide awareness along with risk reduction plans to help mitigate the risks within organizations. There is an increase in cyber attacks that continue to occur throughout the world, and the best form of action is diligent planning. The amount of intelligence that is gathered and analyzed could help minimize the impact to organizations. It could mean the difference in preventing data breaches that affect the bottom line, reputation, and legal liability of an organization. The better prepared an organization is, the better chance they have in defending their most valuable asset, which is their data. This cyber threat intelligence plan gives healthcare organizations that needed resource to help fend off threats.